Thank you. Just working on, what page is this? I don't remember which page this is. But my book, Welcome to Pleasant Falls, this is part of chapter 2. I started working on this page on Saturday. Thought we would finish it up. Yeah, this is my horror comic, Welcome to Pleasant Falls. It is kind of like a combination of Something is Killing the Children and Cabin in the Woods. Probably like the easiest way to describe it. Survival horror. Thank you. Yeah, it is this character right here, Vanita. She gets moved to Pleasant Falls in the middle of her senior year, has no intention of staying. She's basically trapped there 100 miles from her hometown. So my tagline for it is, she'll have to survive more than high school this year. Tattoos. Thought about it a while ago. I'm a little old to start that career at this point. Also, my hand is not super steady, and you need a super steady hand to do tattoos. When I was going to art school, I used to carry around this toolbox with all my supplies and stuff in it. And people in my apartment complex thought I did tattoos and piercings and stuff because it looked like the toolkits that the artists would carry around with them. Also, if this is your first time on my stream, welcome. Been trying to do a live stream at 5:30 on Wednesdays, 5:30 Pacific time on Wednesdays. Just so that I kind of keep myself accountable in working on my book that I'm hoping to have finished inked by the end of the month, start of the year. I have less than 20 pages to go, but that's still not a lot of time. First day. So this is chapter 2. If I'm being honest, this was going to be a graphic novel, so all in one story. And I started the artwork for this either at the end of 2022 or the start of 2023. I forget exactly when, but I did a lot of character development and character design for it in 2022. And there's actually a video I did of that a few months back. But of this particular issue would have been trying to think. It would have been probably June or July, I think, doing the pencils and the layouts and the, because it was after I finished and published chapter 1. But I plan to do a both a pre-order and a crowdfunding for it, just to see, what happens. Hey, Grinch. Um, it is overall, this the story is over 100 pages, so it's the biggest single project I've worked on. But um, I have another book that I've done and worked on called the Bubba Patrol. A lot of that from issues 2 on. I did 5 issues of it, and a lot of it was done just digitally. So it went a lot faster. But for a horror comic, I really wanted to um, go traditional, because I like the way like all the pencil lines and stuff still look. Like most of this won't get erased, like the pencil lines here. Like some of it on their faces will, but um, not like the rest of it, because I want it to look gritty. Kind of Texas Chainsaw Massacre-y, if that makes sense. And this is going to be a one-off too. Like I thought about maybe doing a like turning this into not a series, but like um, maybe like a couple of different parts. But I decided I kind of like it ending specific way, although there will be a director's cut to it. So there's the ending that I originally wrote, and there will be the ending that you'll see regularly, and I'll figure out how to do the director's cut. Like if I just do a different printing of it, or if you just get, the alternate ending that you can just, read in the book or something like that. Hey, Dustin. Trying something a little different today, instead of having the board and um, trying to reach around and stuff like that. So this time I'm doing it this way so that um, I can move this and be a little more versatile. No problem, Joel. Hope to see you again sometime. Have a good night. I was watching Peter Palmiotti doing some inking. It was yesterday after work. Um, and his setup is just like a flat table. And so he was just like, rotating around and stuff like that. So I figured I might as well try that, so long as, it's not interfering with my abilities. And there's only a couple of small, like, divot spots here. So as long as I stay out of that, I'll be okay. And as long as I'm not trying to draw like super straight lines on that section, like, I'll be okay too. So. So this is the part where we get to add. And I always forget if I'm doing star badges or if I'm doing. Give me a second. Let me take a look at the first chapter really quick. Oop. Oh, that was embarrassing. Yeah, stars. Okay. Oh, wait, what's the star look like? Six. Okay. Come on. There we go. I'd give. That's right. Hi. Was it your birthday happen yet? You said it was in a few days the last time. almost wonder if, like, because I don't have that many subscribers and stuff like that, like if I did something copyright infringing on one of my streams or on one of my videos, like if it would even get noticed. I know they have the tech that does like it like filters through everything, but like if I started singing with the music that's in my headphones. Huh. The the frame is bigger or the puzzle is bigger? Because with stuff like that, there's a lot of like it's weird. You almost always have to go a little bit bigger for stuff like that, especially when puzzles tend to be a little bit thicker. The frame. I mean, that's almost better because hopefully then you can at least position it right. But I guess you could always try to get what do you call it? Um like with a matting. I mean, that might work. I got a new display piece, not like display piece, but like a new thing for displaying um, stuff. And I'm like, did some rearranging Monday during my lunch break at work, and a friend delivered it after that. And it's really nice. It matches the cabinet. And I'm hoping to figure out where like it officially goes and where like what's going to go on it because it's like a flat top. It's almost like an entertainment center, but um, it's like cabinet doors with some pretty decent storage space. And the cabinet doors are glass, but they're frosted. And um, it's almost 3 feet tall. I'm kind of excited. 26. You could, yeah, you could do some like a matting on it. Like, I think that would work. Is there a lot of, I forget, I know you showed it to me, but is there a lot of like busyness around like the border of the puzzle? Because if there's not, you can always put like a nice like 2 inch mat around all of the edge and it will kind of like hold it in place and like um Yeah, I do that sometimes too. I have a page I got from Al Rio's collection. Um, and the page itself is just slightly off. Like um, traditionally, comic pages are 11 by 17, but this is um, like 11 and an eighth by um, like 17 and a quarter. It's super super weird. And years ago, I still have it, but years ago when I got a piece by Jim Calafiore from the book he was working on, Nocturne or Exiles, it had the character he created, Nocturne, on the page, and it was slightly taller than 17 inches. I mean, we're talking like an eighth of an inch, quarter of an inch, something like that. So I trimmed it, and I still like regret that to this day because it didn't like do anything to the page, but just knowing that I trimmed it to fit a frame. So with this Al Rio piece, I bought a frame slightly bigger. That's cool. Oh man, Kita Kita Collectibles was doing a big sale today. Wish I wasn't broke as fuck. It would have been nice to go. Oh well, just more money I don't need to spend. So oh yeah, so I got the new like display cabinet, and right now I have it along this big wall that's off to this side where I used to have a couple of mirrored shelving units. Um, and I really like it there, but unfortunately, there's like an outlet there that doesn't work. So I need to get that like repaired so that if I do put some lighting up there, it'll like really set off on it. Um, was thinking of either putting all the Chucky stuff up there or maybe like just the doll or um, excuse me, the machete I got signed by CJ Graham. I did sell another long box worth of comics last weekend. So I'm paring down my collection a little bit. It wasn't a full long box, but it was about 2/3 to 3/4 full. Um, some bulk stuff, but there were some decent small keys in there. Um, just, trying to decide like, what do you really need? What are you really going to be okay with? Like, you've got trades of these books, you can, you know, read them that way. If you keep like the all the single issues, then um, it's just a lot of storage space. Like I actually sold a couple of months back um, my almost the full run of New 52 Nightwing. So now the only Nightwing books that I have are the entire first run, which was like 120 something issues, and like 120 something of the current run. I stopped collecting it a while ago. But it's like if I keep buying a series and I'm not actually even watching it, like why am I buying it? Right? Is it just to say that I have it? I mean, financially that's not a good decision and like just um kind of from like you need to let go and disconnect and stuff like that. It would be like me trying to collect the entire line of like an action figure set, even if all I did after I got them was just like put them in a box somewhere. Like it doesn't matter. I'm not looking at them. Like I don't care about them. Which reminds me, I need to figure out like the rescaling for some of the figures because I took all the shelves down and moved them. So a bunch of my figures are now displaced. Yeah, I mean, it is, but it's a little cathartic as well. Trying to think of right here because I actually drew two different cars. Like this is an SUV, and then this is obviously like a Hummer. And I think like continuity wise, it doesn't really matter, but it does to me. So friggin' love this song, um, Runaway by Kanye West, but I can't stand Kanye West. It's, I think it's a lot along the lines of like, I do think he borders on genius, but they say like genius borders on madness. It's like I have some friends who, are Neil Gaiman. I mean, not Neil Gaiman fans, not now, anyways. But like, they grew up reading Sandman and stuff like that, and it's a book that really matters to them. And then finding out that Neil Gaiman is this like kind of horrible POS. Um, I know sometimes people have a tough time dealing with it. I mean, for me, I think I definitely get that, but I also get the disconnect. Um, I was never, a Sandman fan or anything, so the things he's accused of don't hit me the same as they do people who are fans. And um, for me, it hits harder for somebody like, knowing everything that Vince McMahon is accused of, and um, just knowing full well that without Vince McMahon, wrestling wouldn't be what it is today, for better or for worse, and knowing that he's a, scumbag POS, like, um, I think I'm able to still, you know, because, the industry that I love in terms of wrestling, just like comic books, is bigger than that single individual, no matter how responsible for things they are. Um, so I was thinking of cutting my facial hair off and doing a mustache like this. but I'm not a fan of mustaches as a standalone, right? Like, yeah, I mean, but you also got to think we wouldn't know we didn't have them, you know? Territory system might still be going. But for, people um, like Gaiman, um, there are a lot of like writers that his work influenced. So would those individuals still be writing or working in comics or, you know, you and me both. I was thinking that I can separate this by putting different um, name tags on these guys, right? Because this is the sheriff, um, and this is one of the deputies right here. Forget the name, what I named the sheriff. See if I can find the script. Yeah. All right. Seriously? Okay. So in the script, he's just listed as sheriff. Be right back. Gotta look at something really quick. Oh, man. Well, all right. I get to name the sheriff. At least I think I do. They are. This is my book, Welcome to Pleasant Falls. It's chapter 2. Off. Jesus Christ. He really doesn't have a name. All right. Guess we are naming this guy here. I was thinking he had to have had a name. Just sheriff. All right. Yeah, in my book Euthanasia, there's a detective named Hawkins. So I figure maybe they're related. I was thinking of naming a Murdoch, and I was like, where did that name come from in my head? Garrison? Nah. And then I realized, oh, Murdoch is on here right now. That's where Murdoch popped into my head. No, we're going to go with Hawkins. Yeah, it's like when you see something like peripherally and you notice it, but you don't like cognizantly notice it, and you're like, oh, that's, yeah, I don't know. Subliminal messaging or whatever, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, Hawkins is the name of the detective um, in my euthanasia book that helps the vigilante in that book. Um, publicly disavows him and everything, but he's kind of like he's like his Commissioner Gordon, but not, because Commissioner Gordon, um, speaks positively about Batman. But um, I wanted Hawkins to be kind of like, if anybody read the original Nightwing run from the 90s, there was a detective named Dudley Soames, and he was like Gordon for Nightwing in Bloodhaven. And dude had his flaws and everything, and he was kind of crooked. He was kind of like Vic Mackey from The Shield. Um, but um, you know, like not a super good dude, but he got stuff done, right? Yeah, and then you keep the mustache off of this guy. Um, God, I just had his name in my head. Um, we'll go with Davis. There's always a Davis. Yeah, because he knows that the character Nash can get away with doing stuff that he can't do, right? Like on board or above board, I mean. So, did you end up going to the, what was it? Uh December to Dismember? I saw a couple people post about it. I haven't seen anything like any recaps on YouTube or anything, but how did it go? Was it a good turnout, good showing? I saw like somebody took a time lapse, but it's always hard to tell from the time lapses, like because it was above everything. I mean, it is what it is, man. Like, I, I like the first uh, Rob Zombie, Michael Myers, or Halloween movie, but I didn't like the second one. Um, I mean, that dude is huge and everything, but like, the thing people don't remember about the original is Nick Castle. He's 5'10". Like, he's like average height. And he still portrayed this like unstoppable machine, right? But, you know, he is somebody's favorite Michael Myers. So, I mean, I love Kane Hodder as Jason. I think he's the best Jason there's ever been. But there's not a better Friday the 13th movie than Friday 6. And as much as I love Kane, like CJ did a great job as Jason. I was Tyler Mane the only one who was there? Because it seemed like he was the only celebrity that was there. Did you do a recap of a Day to Dismember, Murdoch? Because like my For You page on Facebook has gotten so messed up because I friggin' clicked on like one friggin' video from somebody, and now, although I've been getting like people who've just recently done their videos from like Tucson Comic Con and stuff like that. So, do time is, huh? Well, I am pretty much finished with this page. I'm just going to fill this in. I could start on another page. Let me know what you guys think. I was thinking I really want to do a King Ghidorah 11 by 14 print. So I'm thinking that might be something that I work on in the future, because I just did that sketch card. It turned out really well. So I figure why not give them a go? I don't know why that thing says welcome to the chat. Like, it's my chat. It's my live video. Stop being weird, YouTube. So I had a couple of books that I sent off to CBCS last week, because they were doing kind of a year-end signature verification sale where they would verify signatures that weren't witnessed. And I sent in 3 books. I sent in an Infinite Crisis. Was it 4? I think it was Infinite Crisis 4, signed by George Perez. I sent in Chucky Volume 2, Issue 1 photo cover, signed by Brad Dourif. And I sent in Child's Play 2, number 1, signed by Brad Dourif, Alex Vincent, and Christina Lease. And they just got delivered yesterday and entered into the system today. I am super excited because when those come back, those 2 Chuckyverse books are among like my top books in my collection, my top collectibles. And the George Perez autograph will be up there too, because I have a First Nightwing that is signed by Marv Wolfman and Mike DiCarlo. And I mean, of course, when I had a chance to get Wolfman and DiCarlo to sign it, Perez had already passed, and I don't know that he was ever at a Phoenix Fan Fusion either, so still love to get so I think the only Jasons that they did like an actual adaptation of are Jason Goes to Hell, which would be, you'd have to get that signed by Kane Hodder. As bad as that movie is, it still holds a really special place in my heart because it was the first Friday the 13th I had seen in theaters. So, don't. Oh, wait, I can fix that with whiteout. Here's my whiteout. Hello, whiteout. Where the hell are you? If I were whiteout, where would I be? There I am. Get out here, you little butthead. Ugh. How the fuck do I test this? There you go. Huh. Well, you know. It's not necessarily the worst thing in the world to skip it, right? Well, that's right. It would, in fact. Yeah, good for your wallet. REH. Well, I'm not going to do a bunch of shows next year. I'm trying to sign up for there's a new like oddities um, event being held at the coalition on like off 4th, and I'm trying to get in for January, and I filled out an application for February as well. I didn't hear anything um, about January. They said they were going to send emails like after Thanksgiving, so I don't have a feeling I didn't get in. Um, but I'd rather do like some smaller stuff and see like how I can really start to stand out as a creator again, cuz some of these shows, man, they're just not good for me financially. Like I'm not making money at them, and some of them are fun, but I mean, fun is not really the goal. Like if you're having fun, that's great. But if you're not making money, like only like fun can only make up so much of it, right? But maybe I'll go to some of these just as like a fan, because doing that at Mad Monster just for that one day was um it was really worth it to me. Like I had a lot of fun, wasn't there for a ton of time, like, but there, other than getting Brad and Fiona's autographs, like there wasn't a ton of pressure that I felt. Yeah, yeah, I hear you, Angel. Like, um, I don't know. Did you went to TCAT, right? I think that's one of the first shows you tabled at a couple years back. Break me down. There is a lot of black in this page. Groundworks. Groundworks. I'm pretty sure you did a TCAT show though. Pretty sure. Yeah. I think it was the last one that I did as well. Angel, those strips you keep sending me on Instagram, the ones about the little like frog guy, are those ones you're doing? Oh, okay. Is he in the Heathcliff universe? Or does that person just like have a cat that looks like Heathcliff? It is Heathcliff. Okay. There's a guy like over in Poland, I think, who's on one of the on like all of the independent comic pages on Facebook, and I love his art style. And he recently put out a notice saying that he was available to work on some small projects, like nothing ongoing, but if somebody had like a single issue or a mini or something like that, that he could work on it. And his rates are pretty good. I was thinking of seeing if he can do a cover for um, like one of the variants for Welcome to Pleasant Falls, but um, since he lives all the way out, like, you know, in Europe, like, I don't know that I would, you'd have to send it just digitally and all that, which isn't necessarily the worst thing in the world, but does a web comic called Death to All Slashers. It's just got this really fun style to it, which is a little antithetical to like what I'm doing with this book. But the Chucky books and the Infinite Crisis book uh, might take as much as 3 months to get back to me because it's all based on the oldest book, and the oldest book is um, Child's Play 2 #1 from 1991, and so that's a modern book. And they say processing can take 10 weeks from receipt and invoice. So, I mean, that'll give me plenty of time to like decide where everything goes. But at the same time, like, part of me almost wasn't going to send those books in just because I was really nervous about sending them. Um, and knowing that they would be out of my hands for, you know, 3.5 months, like, Groundworks. I'm still trying to think of where Groundworks is. That sounds so familiar. Here in town? Also, not that any of you can answer this question for me, but why the hell am I so tired? Country Club in Grant. That's like right near where I went to school. Is it in the strip mall on the northwest side of the street, across from the junior high? Okay. I do have two people working on cover images for chapter 2. One is going to be the pre-order variant, and one is going to be the crowdfunding variant. Wait a minute, I can't. My bad. I can't show this off because this is gonna be spoilers. All right, let's see here. All right, let's do this one. It's kind of the nice thing. Like, I don't, with inking, you can kind of bounce around with like whatever you're feeling, or at least I do, or I am, because some of these, like, if I try to do the very next page, it's going to be like a spoiler or something like that. So you blinked. Have you read chapter 1 yet, Angel? I forget. I mean, I guess you could have picked it up at like show when I wasn't at the table, or at Space Monkey. Oof, almost dropped it. I think one of the funnest parts about like character design and development is uh, picking out costumes. Because it really like tells you about that character's personality, right? Like Apple Pied Piper dresses like Peter Pan. They're a very out there, eccentric character. It does add to the narrative. Um, but at the same time, it does make them just stand out as a character, like without a doubt. That should be more solid. You think Adidas will give me a sponsorship for putting their shoes in a book where the bad guys are wearing Adidas classics? No worries, man. I didn't expect you to like go look for it right now, anyways. So yeah, that is the one shot that I did. Just kind of introduces you to the characters and kind of like a proof of concept almost. I had a lot of fun with that one because that wasn't like based on this script. So it was kind of like, okay, tell a story that's already in the middle of a story. And I had a real hard time doing that. Like I look back at it now and I'm like, yeah, you still kind of told a story beginning, middle, and end. Like, but yeah, one of my friends, um, her favorite characters are Vanita and Apple Pied Piper. And I'm like, why Apple Pied Piper? And she's just like, they're just so fucking weird. Like the outfit, the hair, the like lazy eye, the fact that they're just like a goober. Yeah, you got that one, Dustin, when I did the signing at Space Monkey. That was the one with the black and white art cover. That was like the last of that variant too, I think, that you got. It's the one that has the red logo now, or the second print is the red logo. That one's going to be interesting to do. That's going to be a shit ton of cross hatching. You doing, Grayson? You going to eat your rest of your food? Do you have to go outside? Hold on a second, guys. I'm going to let the dog outside. From the old people prison. Yeah, no, so in the first print, Welcome to Pleasant Falls is all in white on the black like title frame. And then on the second printing of that edition of that issue, all the white is filled in with red. Dude, are you done already? All right, let me go close the need you in a second. All right. Watch me hit my head on the gooseneck. So I realized Christmas Eve falls on a Wednesday. Um, and I'll make this a post as well. Like I could do a Christmas Eve stream. I don't think I have any plans. I mean, I don't have any plans as of right now. If anybody is interested or would be, want to sit in or not sit in, but like, I think one of the things I really like about working on this project as it's horror is not just because I love horror, but um, that by definition, it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be clean. It doesn't have to be, it can have mistakes in it, stuff like that, right? Like, We starting to get tired, guys. But I think I got these 2 panels left in me. So let's do this. Hold on a second. Just trying to. There we go. I think the page after this one has one of the, I think it was gonna be a splash page. But I turned it into 2 panels and almost a splash page. And it just worked really, really well. Because story-wise, it would have worked if I had just cut directly to a splash page. However, pacing-wise, it makes sense to add the extra panel for not just pacing, but like the emotional impact. And I think when you eventually get to see, you will agree that the like momentary beat that's added to it really does um, add some gravity to the storytelling. I need to redo my kaiju shelf as well. I'll have to get it more organized because right now there's like just stuff um kind of all over the place. Like I literally took a lot of stuff apart on Monday. That's cool. That's exciting. Yeah, I recently picked up a really cool Golden Age pre-code horror crime book. Um, Angel's got kind of an eclectic taste. I've seen some of the, like, he'll post some of the stuff that he gets at various shows and stuff like that. And man, he's got good taste, but it's like a little of this and a little of that. Like, it's interesting. Oh, was that the yeah. Yeah, that's the one um that he got the cease and desist. Was it was like Air Funnies or something like that? Air Pirate Funnies or but is it a reprint of that? Uh, I think that guy did like he did a second issue, and I don't know if this I forget if the second issue actually ever even came out. Like I think he was allowed to reprint Air Pirate Funnies #1, but what if I plan to do a Christmas Eve stream um, and work on that King Ghidorah? I mean, I can do it regardless if anybody's going to like sit and watch or anything, but I think my last um, forget what I did last Christmas Eve. Like I used to have like a Christmas tradition of like what I would watch. Okay. Is the Uncensored Mouse from before then? Because I thought Air Pirate Funnies was from a really long time ago. I mean, 89 is, you know, 36 years ago, but it's not that long ago. You should do like a Godzilla marathon on Christmas. That'd be fun. I wonder how many copies of Air Pirate Funnies were printed. Okay, guys, finishing this page up. Tonight's session's coming to an end. There we go. All right, people. That'll do it for tonight. May do another stream on Saturday, like I did last week. May work on some different stuff. Hope you both all have a good night. And see you next time.